Hello, how are you doing today? My name is Karo. I'm a real estate consultant in Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Talk with Karo. On this show, I discuss real estate investing, everything real estate, with a focus on helping you find genuine properties and those ones that are safe, so that when you make your real estate investment, you show that you're not throwing away your money. You get, and then we also talk about the best properties to invest so that you can maximize your profit from real estate investing. So that's what this show is about. Before we get into the show properly, I just want to celebrate getting to episode 30 on the show. I think the last episode that I recorded was episode 30, but I didn't realize on time until I was editing the video and uploading it, and I saw that I was like, I've hit 30. So it's worth mentioning. It takes a lot of commitment and a lot of determination and a lot of passion to be able to sustain that many episodes so far for the show. When I was starting the show, I didn't think I could keep it up, but then we've been coming a few years now. I think it should be up to 2 years now. I've been running this segment, of real estate on my YouTube channel here. So yay, I'm happy about that. So let's get into what today's topic is about. On today's episode, I want to be discussing the best investment opportunity as it relates to cash flow and capital gain. There's always, because when you're investing, when you're making, an investment, you're trying to grow your capital. One of two things will happen. Sometimes you find opportunities that allow you to grow your capital and also to get cash flow. Example would be rental income. When you build a house, for example, or you buy real estate, you buy a property. The property, you've kind of banked your money there. Say you buy a property for 35 million. That money is not coming back to you immediately. So you've kind of banked it there in that property. But that property continues to appreciate. So you get capital gain, and then you put it out on rent, and then you get cash flow. So there are some, investment opportunities like that allow you to enjoy both. But usually most just allow you to enjoy one of it. So which is the best? I'll tell you from the get-go that both of them are the best. It's always better. It is the best for you to build, there's something called diversification, for you to diversify your wealth, for you to diversify your earnings, so that regardless of whatever happens with the economy, you're still standing, you're not shaking. You get what I'm saying? So if both of them are the best, and I'm encouraging diversification, like every successful investor would, recommend, and would advise you to do, is that you diversify your portfolio. So why am I even discussing it? Why am I even talking about this? The reason I'm talking about this is that usually most of us can only focus on one at a time, or we find out that we are, we know more about a particular form of investment that either is giving us capital gain or is giving us cash flow than the other. And then maybe we have a friend, we have a colleague that comes and talks to us about other investment opportunity, and then you start to wonder, am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? Should I jump into this and start doing this and all that? So that's why I'm discussing this. I want you to be reassured. I want you to understand things, and then so that you're focused on whichever you choose to do. You get it? So that you're not easily swayed. You're not easily, you don't self-doubt yourself all the time. Because let me tell you something. Some of these things that I talk about is because I relate with them on a personal level. I'm an investor, and every now and then I find myself, I invest mostly in real estate. So every now and then I find myself, kind of self-doubt, like, okay, should I be putting all my money in real estate? Shouldn't I be doing something more and all that? So I wanted to discuss this so that, we all as investors, so that we can be reassured and be very certain on whichever parts of, investments that we've chosen. So capital gain, cash flow. Of course, all of us want cash flow. Like, everyone wants cash flow. There's no picture it. In a month, you have money coming from here, money coming from there, money coming from there. That's cash flow. You're able to create multiple sources of income. As many of that we can create is always encouraged. And then capital gain. Capital gain, basically, you put your money somewhere, it's growing, but you're not getting anything monthly. The value is increasing, it is appreciating, but you're not getting any cash flow. There's no cash flow coming in, but you know that it's there. If you want it, you have to do something about it. You have to sell it, to get that money, to get that profit, to get your capital back and that profit that you made on it. So there's no cash flow. So let's talk about them. Basically, just look at each of them and see which one is best and which one we should be focusing on and why and all that. So let's start with cash flow. What are those investment opportunities that can generate cash flow for you? We have shares. You can buy into companies, big companies, and then yearly you can be getting passive income in form of dividend. You can do that. The problem with that, however, is that for it to make sense on the short term, for that to happen on the short term, and for the money to make sense that you're getting a dividend from this place, because it's not just if you're getting 5,000 naira every year, it might not make any difference to you. It will not make any difference, especially with the way naira is falling now. It will not be anything to you. So for you to get cash flow from investing in shares in big companies and getting dividend yearly, you have to be able to convert a lot of millions and invest big. Yeah, you have to be able to invest big, stay consistent with it. That's the disadvantage with that, and not a lot of people have that many millions, you get. And then we have real estate. Real estate, you build a house or you buy a property and then you rent it out. That can generate you cash flow monthly or yearly. A short lease, you can get monthly rent. You can even get weekly, cash flow from that. And then if you want to do yearly, you can get yearly cash flow from that. The problem with that, however, is that it's capital intensive. It's really, really capital intensive to do that, and not a lot of us can afford to do that, at least not right away for a lot of us, So that's the problem with that. It requires you to invest a whole lot of money, to tie a whole lot of money down, because you wouldn't be, it's like you buy a property for 50 million naira and then you rent it out for, say, 500, 700,000, 800,000, let's just say between 600,000 to 1 million naira, depending on the area of Lagos that you bought the property. You rent it out and you start getting that monthly. Now remember that nothing has happened to your capital. Your capital is there. You simply use it to buy a property. If you want your capital back today, you simply sell the property and get your capital back. Not as sometimes it's not that fast to sell a property. It has to be in the market for a while, but you still get to sell it. You sell it and then you get your capital back. So it's not like anything happened to your capital. You banked your capital and then you are not getting cash flow from it, and it's a brilliant thing. It's an excellent thing in the sense that it is like one of the few investment opportunities that allow you to actually benefit from capital gain and also benefit from cash flow. You get your property is appreciating, and then you are also getting that that money coming in every month, every year, every week even. That's possible when properly managed. A lot of thinking has to go into that for it to even be profitable. Now, another means to create cash flow is that you can start a business. When you start a business, you can be getting money every day, every week. Profits can be coming in every day, can be coming in every week, can be coming in every month, when you start a business. However, businesses are not that easy to start, or should I say they are easy to start but very difficult to make successful, even though the internet now has made selling very easy, has made marketing really easy, has made marketing a product really easy. If you can really target where your clientele base, you find your clientele base, like are they on Instagram, are they on Facebook, are they hanging out on YouTube? Like I'm talking to you now, you're in the comfort of your home, and I'm in the comfort of my home and home office. Home is still home, and I'm talking to you. So marketing has become really easy with the internet. You can basically start selling something today and then make profit from it. However, logistics, how do you get, when somebody buys something, how do you get it to people? And a lot of us already have, we investors, we already have something that we do. We already have a primary, job that we do. You get it? So we're not looking for, we don't really have that much time to put into other things without getting very distracted from our primary, source of income. That's the problem with business. And then when you bring people in, you can say, okay, let me bring somebody in to manage the business. If you bring somebody in to manage your business, except if you have put in, you have to put in proper checks. You have to put the right checks in place. If you don't want those people that you brought in to be swindling you, to be making all the profits and you just getting peanuts of it. Honesty is the thing with businesses. If you are not there, it is very difficult for people who you have employed to run the business like you would run the business. But yeah, you can successfully start a business and run it yourself without, like I said, with the internet, with the help of the internet, you can successfully start a business and keep an eye on it, even though you have something, a main job you're doing or a primary business you're doing. You can successfully start another business to create, much more cash flow. A better way to do that would be to stick within the industry that you are, and then find simply, for example, if I want to start a business, if I say, okay, let me diversify, I don't just want to earn money from commissions anymore, because anywhere around the world, that's how retailers, that's how we make money. That's when you sell, you're able to get a percentage and then you make money. That's how it is everywhere in the world. So if I say, for example, I want to diversify my business, I want to find other sources of income. I don't want to wait until I sell a property before I can get something from it. Why don't I find another means to create cash flow? I can say, okay, maybe I should open let's see, a bricks company, where we sell blocks. I can say, okay, let me become a real estate developer, where of course developers make a whole lot of money. They also create a whole lot of expenses for themselves, but they do make a whole lot of money compared to retailers. So I can say, let me do that. You can stay within the industry where you already excel and start a business in that industry, except if for whatever reason you don't want to do that. Because personally, I've considered becoming a developer. A lot of my clients have said, you should, with all the knowledge that you have and all that, you should become a developer now. And a part of me wants to become a developer. Like, I look at some of the problems we're having in the industry, and I keep saying that, if you've been following my YouTube channel, I keep saying that there's no company that's perfect. There's no real estate developer that's perfect. You might have a company that is very excellent in terms of their customer service. They pick their calls on time, they address you well, they send your documents on time, but then they don't allocate on time, or they allocate on time and then they don't provide infrastructures on time. And just like that, something might be missing. Or then you see those that that allocate, that develop and all that, but then their prices are crazy. They don't handle documents well, they don't do proper follow-up and all that. So I see all that and it motivates me, because I'm always thinking about, many years ago, I decided that the way I want to make money, it is from helping people. I want to be able to help someone in trying to make money. I want to be able to help someone, get the person, make money from the person, and still get a thank you. You've made your profit, but the person still comes to you because they are so grateful. You've helped them to figure out something very difficult. You've helped them to navigate a situation, and then they were successful. They achieved what they wanted to achieve. You still made the money, but it came with a whole lot of artifacts, thank you and all that. I've had clients who are based abroad who come visiting. They bought a land without saying it. They come visiting, and then I meet them, we hang out, and then they say, oh, I have this for you, or I have this for you. I've made my percentage. They've been able to get their property, but they are still that grateful. That's how, for years, that's how I've, decided that I want to earn a living from helping people. So when I see these things happening in the industry, it really want to push me to say, let me become a developer. But you don't just rush into things. You have to think about, for me, I'm thinking about the kind of life I want to live in terms of I'm a woman. I'm going to be a wife soon, a mom. Do I really want to? Because it's very becoming a developer is a very stressful way of earning a living, and it's a very stressful um, way of helping people. And you have to also know a whole lot about construction and all that. And of course, there's nobody that becomes a developer and goes in alone into it. You can have partners, about this area of the business, they know about this area of the business, but it's just because I wouldn't want to become a developer and just become one of those other companies that have issues. I would want to come in and solve issues, and solve a lot of all those, if not all those issues that I find in the industry. But can I do that successfully and still be able to live that relaxed life that I want to live, and not make my life all about business and money and all that? So that's it. I'm struggling with that. Anything can still happen in the future, but I'm struggling with that. So that's a good way of also diversifying in the area where you're already successful. So you can start a business and create cash flow for yourself, but it's not that easy. The point I want to bring about it is that it's not easy, and all these opportunities, that enables you to create cash flow, they are always, usually cash intensive. They come with a lot of risk. They come with you trusting, having to work with a number of people, and you having to trust them. Your vision and their vision might not be the same. You could have people stealing from you. You could actually have more expenses to make as it relates to the business than the profit you'll be getting. That could be going on for years. Not a lot of people. There's a reason a lot of businesses close down, and not a lot of people are making profits. So you can see a business that seems to have a lot of staffs, have a good office and all that, but they are not making profit. So it's stressful, and so not a lot of people want to do that as a way of creating an extra source of income to cash flow. But if you can successfully create passive income, cash flow that comes in form of passive income. Passive income means you don't have to do a lot of work. You don't have to be there for you to make money all the time. That way it frees up your time, and you are not always having to work to earn. Once you've put in the initial work, once that initial work is out of it for a while, you stress yourself, put in that initial work, you can then relax, not have to do a lot anymore, and then you continue to earn passive income. But like I said, realistically, it's not that easy. Now that's it for cash flow, how to create cash flow. Now let's talk about capital gain, capital appreciation, investment opportunities that allows your capital to grow. You put it somewhere and it grows. For that, we have land banking, currency banking. You convert your naira to dollars, leave it in your domiciliary account in Nigeria. Naira is falling like mad. Our currency devalues like almost on a daily basis now, and dollar continues to go up. So say you buy for $450 and dollar becomes 500, or say you buy for $500, it becomes 550, or you buy for $550, becomes 600. So you get it. So currency banking, as dollar is appreciating, your money is appreciating, your capital, you're getting that capital gain that you want. And then we have currency trading. People do forex trading and all that, Bitcoin and all that. You put so and so, you can get so and so, you can increase to so and so, you sell off, you get money. Capital gain like that comes with a lot of risk. I don't even go close to it. There was a time I was crazy about this diversification. I tried to look into forex. I started reading up on it. See, I gave up. As quickly as I started it, I gave up, because I realized that the type of person that I am, forex is not. It's not for someone like me, because I'm someone that I could make 10 million today. Say I'm trading forex and I make 10 million naira profit today. if I lose 5 million tomorrow, that 10 million will not become like I didn't make 10 million. I'll be more focused on the fact that I just lost 5 million. That's me. I don't do such risk very well. And then the fact that you cannot relax, you're always worried about, like, those things gives up attention. You're always worried about, something you just bought, and you're always checking it. You always that increase your blood pressure, I believe, on a regular basis. So I decided a long time ago that's not for me. But then that's a way to get to get capital gain as well. And currency banking is just still the same thing like forex trading. If I buy $1 for say 500, and I buy like $1,000, or I buy like $2,000, and I bank it, who is to say dollar is not going to, I'm not going to wake up in the morning and then dollar has become 480. Although this period that we have now in Nigeria, I don't know, something serious really has to happen in the country, in our economy, for dollar to suddenly start taking a dive down. You get? But for now, it's looking like before you can run into that problem of dollar going down and the naira gaining value. Yeah, not the country I'm seeing, but that's the problem. That's the risk that is involved. Every investment comes with risk, and that's the risk that is involved. Now let's talk about real estate. Now, real estate is a very excellent investment opportunity to give yourself an edge against inflation. You get? Is one of the best ways to you can make good money from capital appreciation. However, the problem with it is that you have to hold on to it for a long time. Usually not all the time. Usually you have to hold on to it for a very long time for that to happen. Example of that, I'll give you an example of that. A lot of people who bought lands in Ibejuleki, we bought it, all of us who invested in bought it because of the proposed refinery and a lot of things that are coming up there. We already know that the refinery exists and it's going to happen. It's just taking longer than a lot of people expected. And other investments that are coming up in the Ibejuleki area that everybody's waiting for. But in the meantime, a lot of people have bought lands there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and no real appreciation has happened. So it might involve banking your money for some years before that appreciation. You can get that huge appreciation from it that you're looking for. And then for real estate, some people worry about devaluation. We've heard of stories of people abroad that invested really well in real estate, but then the market crashed. Let me tell you, that doesn't apply in Nigeria. There is no, like, for how many years now, I've not seen anybody that bought a land for say 100,000 naira and then came back even 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and then came back 5 years later and the land is now worth 50,000 naira. It has never happened. Why? Because the population of Nigeria is crazy, especially in Lagos. If you are investing in Lagos, there is nothing like the valuation of when you buy a land. There's nothing like it. It doesn't happen in this part of the world because there's no regulation. In fact, right now, with the way the economy is, property are supposed to have been affected. Property are supposed to fallen because the way naira is now and all that. But there's no regulation here when it comes to the real estate industry, and I think in a sad way that's what's benefiting a lot of investors, because the more the economy is going crazy, the more price of property is increasing, the more rent is increasing. Companies these days can increase their property 2-3 times a year. Where does that happen? In a country where $1,000 has almost become $1 million, or has become like $500,000. Just $1,000 has become like $500,000 naira, or more. I'm sure likely more. So it's crazy, but then there's no regulation, and that's, truth be told, because I keep it 100, I keep it real all the time. Truth be told, that's what we are taking advantage of, we investors. It doesn't happen here. So bottom line, there are different investment opportunities, and real estate is one of them. You pick the one that you are knowledgeable about. I have a friend who does very well when it comes to currency trading, currency banking, and all that. And he keeps, advising me to look into all that, also to diversify and all that. And I want to, but my problem is I don't go into, like I told him, I said I stick to what I know. I don't go into things that I don't have knowledge about. He is very knowledgeable about those things. And I said I don't go into things I don't have knowledge about. I will not go into something that is working for you, but I know nothing about. And I know that it's working for you because you know a whole lot about it. That's why it's working for you. I'll just stick with what I know until I can get that knowledge, until probably you're willing to sit me down, coach me one-on-one, or give me that access, or tell me, hey, this is what I'm investing on, this is what I'm investing on it, invest on it. Like, just hold my hand like that. Otherwise, I don't want to. I just stick with what I know. And what I know for now is real estate. Now, why I stick to real estate is because, like I always say, I know where my money is. If I buy this land and my land is allocated, I know that my money is there. There's a quote, I can't remember exactly, it was said, like, the best place to invest is on land. Land is unmovable, it doesn't go anywhere. You know where your money is. Things get tough, I go sell it. Even when you just build a house, you spend, say, 30 million naira, 40, 50, 60, depending on what kind of house you like. Depending on, some of you have very big taste. Some people have big taste. Some of us have very big taste and don't have the money to afford it. Sure, you spend money to, buy that house or build that house. And then people complain and say, you just sit on it. The investors look at you and think you're stupid. You just sat on it. Why would you just sit on it? My dear, don't feel too bad. You're not just sitting on it. It's appreciating. It's a property. It's appreciating. Things, push comes to shove later in the future. Things get bad, God forbid. You sell it off. You simply sell it off. You sell it for more money than you built it or that you bought it. That's the truth with properties. So don't let somebody make you feel bad. This is why I wanted to treat this topic, because it happens to me. Don't let somebody make you feel bad to start second guessing yourself, to start feeling like because you're not doing the exact thing that person is doing, you're probably doing things wrong. No. Real estate in Nigeria, if you are doing your due diligence and if you are making sure that you work with the right company and you work with the right realtor, because realtors are like third party to the transaction. They are your middle person. If you try to cut off realtors, which some people do, and I don't know why they do it, you are just doing yourself, because a lot of you are not here in the country. If you cut off realtors, you still buy the property at the same price. There are a lot of companies that will not consider a discount, whether there's a realtor involved in the sale, there's not a realtor involved. So, but if you have a realtor, you have somebody that is outside the company, that is outside the staff of the company, that can boldly, stand up for you, that you can continually to contact. Although there are some bad ones among us that once they get that percentage, they've made their money, you start contacting them, it feels like Nakore. Now they don't know you anymore, now they don't want to attend to you anymore, except you want to buy another property. That's not me. You get. So if you have that person, you can always contact. The person can always walk to the company and say, hey, my clients, what's happening with my clients? And then was one realtor, second realtor, third one start to put pressure on the company. They'll sort it out, they'll work on it, they will play with us, and we'll tell you, okay, this is how it's going. A lot of you can afford lawyers, because of their extra fees and all that. Even when you can afford lawyers, some of us realtors know much more than some of these lawyers do, because lawyers, they are supposed to have specific area of specialization, but not all of them have. A lot of lawyers don't know about properties. They don't know what titles are. They don't know who to talk to. They don't know what to ask. So, but realtors that are well educated in the line of properties and all that, and they know what they're doing, they can protect you. So if you do it right, real estate in Nigeria remains one of the safest, most profitable investment opportunity out there. Now, let's address that part about land banking, that capital gain that you get, but you don't get it immediately. I'll tell you, For most people, usually they don't get it immediately because of the properties they are choosing to invest in. Sometimes these things are just, it's based on information, and it's sometimes you just get fortunate. Example, beachfront, we got fortunate. I didn't really see that coming, although after the success of the phase one we didn't see it coming. Phase two we saw it coming because of what happened with phase one. Now if I say I should go sell the property, the landed properties I have within those two estates, I have three here, I have three there, it would have gained millions. And we're talking about phase one. I think I bought it in July, yeah, July last year, July 2020. Phase two I bought in September, and I can tell you that both of them, like each of them, especially with the buzz for beachfront, if I want to sell the three now, I know how much I will sell them. You get, I won't sell if I come up with an offer and I do a video, I say, oh, there are 6 plots of land available between beachfront 1, beachfront 2, I'm selling it for 4 million naira a plot. Buy. There are no lands anymore. People will rush and buy it. That's just for a few months. And if they rush and buy it at 4 million naira, beachfront phase 1, I bought it at I bought one of them at 2.3 a plot. Then I bought the other one at 2.6 a plot. Beachfront phase 2, I bought it at how much was it selling? 2.6 before it now became 3 million. So I bought it at 2.6 when it just launched. So sometimes you can grab in when the product is just, I always say that subscribe to my channel because of, so that you see new properties like the ones I'm aware of, and I bring them to you and I tell you it's just launched. That there is always a launch price, and if you take advantage of it, you never know how that property will turn out. A few years ago, a property surprised us, Westwood Park Estate in Shongotedu. We don't know what was driving it. Isha was just going up and up, and the more it went, the more people wanted it. The more it went, the more people wanted it. That was how that land went from, within a 2-year period, went from 8.5 to 20 million naira a plot. You get. Then Eastland Golf Estate started at that as well. I didn't get in very early, but I eventually got in. I got in at 10.5. That 10.5 is 13.5 now. That's 3 million within a few weeks. You know, because I bought that, like maybe paid for that, made the deposit on that like 4 or 5 weeks ago. So now it has gone from 10.5 to 13.5, and there are people who bought that property when it was 5 million. You get. Regardless of when you get involved in a property, once you see a property that has a lot of potential for whatever reason, like look into the track record. Either look, if a property has been existing, a land has been existing for a while, maybe for a few months and all that, so the launch price is gone, look at what is working for it, look at the potential it has. Should you put money there? Should you not put money there? If you put money there now, does it have potential to quickly, the short term, to quickly appreciate? Does it have that potential? Best time to invest is always at the launch time, because it can make you some money, it can give you some capital gain quickly, within a month or two, usually within a few weeks, you can get some capital gain, because there's always a launch price that lands, you know, are sold on once they are launched like that, because they've invested a lot of money, they've paid this family for the land, so they want some quick cash back. So there's a launch price, and then within a few weeks it goes up. So subscribe to this YouTube channel, and then you catch such offers and you invest in them. Another one, I'll give you another example. Meridian Boulevard, there's a video of it on my YouTube channel. Started selling at 7. When I was aware of it, it was selling at 7, I think 7.5, you know, for a 300 square meters. Yeah, it was selling for 7.5, and then it went to 10.5. I bought at 10.5. Now, do you know how much it is? I just got updates last night of the new price, and it was as if I should flog myself, because I bought only 300 square meters. Because you know these properties are expensive. So in expensive area, you can't afford that much. You just say, okay, give me 300 square meters, let me be paying. I bought at 10.5. That 300 square meters I bought in Meridian Boulevard is now 15 million. The MD sent me the flyer last night. So the video I even have in my channel now that said it was 12.6 is outdated now. I have to do another video that, you know, shows the actual price. So Land banking can make you so much money in such a short time if you are very, very, very strategic with the properties, the lands that you buy. If you do a bit of math, if you follow somebody that knows the way and know how to analyze these things, either just jump in when it's launching, or if it has been around for a while, follow the track record of the property in terms of appreciation. How much has it gained? It doesn't mean that because a property, even though I usually encourage that buy properties that are not so expensive so that they have more room to grow. There are certain properties that are already expensive, but because of the place they are located, like Shongotedo and Aja, they are very, you would think they are Lekki phase one, the way they are very pricey now in terms of, you know, the amount they sell properties there, buy lands there, and even the rents. I will tell you about the rent. The rent, you see 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom for 2 million naira annually. That's in Shongotedo, not Lekki phase one, you know. So that's it. Be strategic with it, and real estate will pay you much more than anything that anybody can tell you. Will pay you more than currency banking, will pay you more than currency trading, will pay you real good. Now that Meridian now as at from 10.5 to 15 million, that's within a few months. Yeah, within a few months. 10.5 to 15 million. How much is that? That's 4.5. How many business gives you that? How many people trading forex gets that without having lost a good amount of millions? You know, they could make that maybe in a few months, but then lose something bigger than that the next time. You know, so how many gives you that? Real estate for me is what I've chosen, but I'm not closing the door to diversification, but I will do it intelligently. So I'm encouraging you, whichever investment opportunities that you've chosen to do, be very rest assured on why you are doing them. That friend I told you about, I don't know if he has invested in property ever. I don't know about that, but it does a lot of these things, other forms of investment, and that's what he's good at. You get, so when somebody who is good in a particular area is doing it and is finding success, don't feel bad. Don't start rethinking everything you've been doing and thinking that, oh, their life is better than yours. Now we all have different paths to take. What is working for you and what you're good at, whichever is paying you, is where you should stick to. And real estate is what we do. Now talking about land banking and talking about taking advantage of offers immediately they come, you know that we are expecting Lagoon Front Estate in Ekpe. If this is new information to you, go watch my video. It's up there. I'm going to put the link up there now. It's displaying up there now. Go watch it. Where I talked about where I introduced the estate is going to be launching sometime soon, and where I compare the Bejuleki and Ekpe and why I'm not looking towards Ekpe for investment, and why I am eagerly waiting for Lagoon Front Estate that is coming up in Ekpe. Like I said in that video, if you like to be notified when it's launched, subscribe to my YouTube channel. The video will be up here really quickly as soon as it's possible once it's launched, so that you get notified. If you like to take an extra step so that you really are sure that you don't miss it, use the numbers on your screen to contact me on WhatsApp and give me your name. I'll write it down, note it down somewhere to, you know, to be among those. I already noted a lot of people's names down after I did that video. A number of you contacted me, and that's good. I like that a lot of you are thinking, you know, are thinking that way now, like you want to be part of things once they immediately happen, because such people always make more money at the end of the day. So if you like to take extra step, use the number on my screen to just buzz me on WhatsApp and tell me to notify you. You like to be notified once, you know, Lagoon Front Estate Ekpe launches. I'm still waiting. You know, I'm going with the company's pace. Sometimes it's not just easy to launch lands like that. They have to do their due diligence. They have to make sure that all the documents for the land, they have it and all that, and they have everything in place before they launch. So if the launch is taking a bit longer than expected, let's just be patient. It's for our own good, you know. and once it's here, I'll let everyone know. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're able to you're able to get something from this video today, this episode of the show today. Until I come your way again, my name is Karo Itoje, and have yourself a great day. Bye.